Hello, my name is Shadley and welcome back for another episode of H3 in Black Eyes as PRC. So, in previous episode, we got pushed back pretty hard and almost the entire length of the Manchurian front line. We got pushed out of Korea once again, and we're hopefully able to hold them back at the front line over here, but it's just the enemy's got the bombers. We've got some interceptors, but we're not able to intercept everything in the north. And then, of course, we won't be able to repair our planes all that effectively. But now, to be fair, the AIs, well, the enemy is having some of that problem as well. Although not as much. They've got a lot better airfield levels than we do in there. Of course, most of the planes that we have a bit of short range anyway, so they need to be fairly close to the front line. We did manage to gain a bit more ground in Indochina, but it seems like there's a pretty hefty counterattacks happening right now. I'm going to go ahead and start retreating these back towards Hue. Although not immediately, but just in such a way that we can then hopefully retreat in a good order. But that will take some time. Now, we are going to hold on to Paxe, the airfield over here, because that's kind of important. We might have to send this one into combat once more, just to hold back the enemy, and then maybe retreat. Actually, how's the infrastructure levels in here? Okay, so if we just retreat along the coastline there, that's going to be probably the best place to reorganize the troops. But that's, again, going to be taking a little while. We got our... I suppose what we'll do is we'll go ahead and convoy right over here. I don't know how many convoys Japanese have left. Probably they haven't lost that many yet, because I haven't been thinking much. And then only now are at war with the Americans. They will be at war with the rest of the Allies in about 2 weeks' time. But in that time, we'll have lost even more ground in Manchuria by the looks of it, because... there's no way that we can hold back with 8,000 men against 100,000 men. It's just, well, I suppose that already treated. So yeah, we've got one division over here just trying to desperately hold on to. So we may need to give quite a bit of land, but once we pull back far enough so that the enemy air forces aren't helping them anymore, then we've got at least a fighting chance. Although I'd rather not give that much ground for them, because that would be a long way to retreat before the airfields wouldn't be a problem anymore. It looks like the garrison's going to have to retreat soon enough. So our problem... oh, Shishua. Right, so we lost that one. We got two... ooh, that one's in really bad shape. I'm going to have to retreat that. Now, I might actually retreat that one up across the river from the get-go, just so that we can spread the enemy forces a little bit further. I think what I might do is... actually, these two can still hold on there. We do have a little bit extra in reinforcements, although I reckon that's mostly because we got quite a large chunk of our troops currently in combat or retreating. And they can't retreat or reinforce during either one of those. This one's looking pretty rough. I can maybe send that one down south. I think this one... ooh, that might not hold either, to be fair. So they are pushing us across the river. Oh, hey, we sank a convoy. Huzzah. Now, it's their trade convoys, mind you, so it's not really helping our situation directly, but I guess it's better than nothing. Oh, and suddenly we faced a massive fleet that sank the torpedo boats in 1 hour. Like, it was instant. We didn't even see the combat start, and it was already done. Right, well, at least we got that one convoy out of them. So much for the torpedo boats. We don't have any more torpedoes in production right now either. Submarines could maybe do a little bit more, but honestly, probably naval bombers would be much better. And we are building at least... ooh, major defeat. Oh, Shandong. Oh, dear. Rungjuan was at least a victory, but now we're being pushed back pretty darn hard in here. I'm going to go ahead and retreat. I'll pull back some of these across the river here. Just so that we've got... oh, right, and that reminds me. We've got a unit up here. I'm going to go ahead and send that one to under. Oh, another major defeat in GN. Well, we did inflict 20,000 casualties for the enemy. We took 15,000 in the process, so that's not exactly perfect, but I suppose at least we are sort of blunting the enemy attacks little by little. But it's not necessarily going to be sufficient. Oh, and we lost GN already. Also, I think it might be time to retreat the infantry over here, because that one's going to shatter soon enough otherwise, and I suppose the garrison's going to have to retreat as well. There's no way that I can hold on to this, which does mean that we've been wasting on building that airfield in there. I'm just going to go ahead and cancel that one for now, because it will be cancelled anyway as soon as they take that. And we have no troops to send in there right now. Qing here is under attack with 2 units. I think these ones we might be able to hold back because we're defending mountain woods. So we got at least a better chance in there, but it's still not easy to say the least. Plus, since we're getting pushed back in here... oh, right, Shungjuan, that was another victory. And, oh, right, Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and take the units that were supposed to retreat already. Or move away from there so they're not tied down in combat, so they can start gaining some organization already on their retreat. And Harbin, we got quite a bit of troops in there. Of course, most of these are not in a good fighting shape yet. Some of them are at least slightly better. But a lot of them are not in a good shape. Just 1 week and we'll get another infantry division for the southern front. I believe that should be the last one. Yes, that's the last one. So I think it might be time for us to soon start building some more infantry. We got the 2 naval infantry over here, but they haven't started yet. Well, I suppose I could push those to the top of the list. Just to speed that up a little bit. That does mean that some of the ships are going to be built slightly slower, but I suppose that's alright. And we are getting at least some more airfields built soon enough. We've got the one in Windhill already. So if we do lose Hugh City Hugh once more, so that's at least we'll have the level 2 airfield in there, so we can repair the planes slightly faster. But the problem is, of course, these planes are not really in good shape. I'm just going to go ahead and combine these once more. I'm actually going to just send them in Vind for now, just so that we can repair a little bit more of them. And we'll get back to trying to intercept in the south again, but that's going to cause probably us to lose some ground, at least in there. I do wonder, actually, if we were to build a little bit pillboxes over there, and over here, could we maybe then hold the line? Because we'll need to pull these to the top of the list, and it's going to take until January before we have those built, so we need to hold them back for that long. Hey, Victor and Nuncha. So at least these one... Oh, so we shattered the enemy unit there. Oh, well, they're going to be sending another unit now, so it's not initially that easy, but hey, at least we're slowly whittling down the enemy attacks again. And then we can start doing our counterattacks, but it's going to still take a while. No, oh, bollocks. Oh, no. Oh, no. So we may have lost our leader on the naval fleet, or the navy that got sank. Yeah. Still got unsung, but yeah, Mus is now, well, dead. In theory, we might be able to add him back into the game, if we're really desperate for naval leaders. Okay, so we might want to go ahead and start retreating that one. I'm also going to start retreating this. We'll hold back that attack, and I suppose this attack. How much? We've got 3 divisions over there. This is probably going to be a victory. But we are having to give some ground again. Oh, and we lost Highland. At least we got across the river already with a unit. Of course, it's not in a very good shape unit, but hey, at least we're holding the river crossing over here. Just barely, though. Really low on organization. We got another unit in here defending the port, but that's, again, it's low on organization. So we are going to get pushed back. Plus, I think they are still doing... Oh, it was a carrier? Oh, right. So it wasn't really even naval combat either. I mean, maybe it started as a naval combat, but yeah, the ships just got completely destroyed. We got, oh, Hillswoods over here. We might have to retreat soon enough. We'll hold the back, or hold the enemy back for a little while at least in here, just to buy some more time for the other units to dig in, get some organization. Speak of the devil, we could maybe take the armored division and Taz and motorized division and attack into Shandong. Maybe with these two we can wreck the enemy. Oh, windshield offensive for the Soviets. There we go. Well, maybe they'll start retaking some ground. So 6 more days for the infantry division. And the air bases are going to be done hopefully soon enough. Although those air bases, well, they might still be needed. One of them is this one, which is kind of a central location to maybe start doing some ground attacks, for example, down there. Of course, speaking of ground attacks, we can't repair most of the planes in there, so actually it might be best to send it further south somewhere. That one's already pretty full. Yeah, we're going to send them down south. We could definitely use a bit of help in here, mind you, but it's just we can't really repair the planes there. Oh, auto gear. I'm going to take that. I know that it's... Oh, there we go. Invade through Mindanao. So Japanese are now going to be fighting in Philippines as well. And that's going to start providing a bit of... Oh, no, we don't need to buy fuel from USA. But that's going to provide another front line for the Japanese to send troops into. So they might start removing some of the troops in... At least the ones that shatter might not appear in our front line anymore. And rather be sent elsewhere. So Palang is under attack, but that's... we are going to get a second division in there soon enough. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one back to Hugh. We've got 3 units over here defending Saravana. These 2 are at least mostly fine. Ah, there we go. United Nations for the Allies. So that does mean that... Oh, hold on a minute. Oh yeah, it does mean that Japan is now fighting all the allies, which is kind of handy for us, I suppose. But it does also mean that Siam is probably going to get annexed soon enough. Oh, there we go. Alright, let's get across the river. We'll just get in there. We might be able to get to the airfield, and then just dig in there for now. Ooh, resource production. Sure, we'll take a little bit more. Get some IC efficiency with that. Because we just lost quite a bit because of the autarky. But it does allow us to have a bit more resources in Taiwan. Which, you know, we're building up the resource productions in there quite a bit already. So the more that we can get in here, the better. Now, in the meanwhile, how bad is this one? It's looking pretty rough, actually. Oh, major defeat in Songyun. Oh, wow, we took 5,000 casualties. 5,000 casualties? We inflicted barely anything in comparison. Okay, so everything's okay. We may need to retreat the entire, or evacuate the entire northern front line in here. Start at least moving some of these troops back. We'll keep the enemy busy in Jiadong for now. But we are risking on getting split up in here. To be fair, well, no, these are not in a good shape yet. We're going to have to retreat from here. At least the infantry first. We'll send in the, or leave the battle commander there for a little while. Oh, Banbar? Oh, come on. Zhongxian? Wenguan? Right. The enemy unit's far into... What does this mean? We don't really have any troops to deal with those either. Okay, we'll just go ahead and take the core over here. Surely they won't do a landing over there right now. We'll redeploy towards Goldman. And we'll deal with these. I mean, they won't have all supplies for much. So at least they should be somewhat easy to defeat. But that is just mean. Now, to be fair, I should have known that that would happen at some point, but I kind of forgot about that. Let's go ahead and retreat that. And Shannon. Oh boy. Major victory. Okay. Saravana was a victory. This one's under attack still. Oh boy. This one's looking a bit rough with... Well, I suppose we are retreating faster than that. Well, actually, are we retreating faster? We're moving from jungle to jungle. They're moving from mountain forest, so they might actually be faster. How quickly can we win this battle? Not really. So there's a risk that we might get overrun in here. Bollocks. We're going to have to send that one down south. I'm going to redeploy it down, actually. That way we can at least get someone in there to make sure that this one can retreat back to safety. And then we'll slowly retreat both of them to Hugh. Ooh, army headquarters advance. Is that, by chance, ahead of time? That was probably in the deep battle doctrine, actually. Yeah, okay, so that would be ahead of time the next level, but we can't research it right now anyway. So it's no harm done there. So yeah, the southern front is looking a little bit rough, but at least the Japanese now have another front line against the British in Malaya and of course Burma. So that's some more front lines for them to worry about. Since we are, well, no, this is attack. It's just not going anyway. They're going to do a counterattack now, but it's just not much I can do about it. Oh, Unda's under attack. Oh boy. Well, this one might be a victory. We've got river crossing and they're attacking in towards mountains. Of course, this one's going to get stopped now. And are we holding? Oh dear, these are going to have to pull back. We did inflict a decent bit of casualties, but it's not enough. Like, there's just, I don't know how many units the Japanese brought in here, like, in the past few episodes, but they must have taken quite a bit of losses. Of course, we've taken quite a bit of casualties as well. But the fact that they just brought in basically all their army into Manchuria, well, they are pretty much out of manpower now, so that makes sense. They had to take so much casualties that, oh, right, hey, we got the airbase and ammunition production advance. Is that out of time? Well, kind of, not much. But yeah, we can take that one. A bit less reinforcements now since everyone's back in combat. And let's go out and retreat that mountaineer. We're going to have to start retreating some of these. And is that one? That one's going to hold for now. This one is not going to hold. We're going to have to give up the port there. At least we've got the close air support in here. We can go ahead and start doing some ground attack over there. At least on the moving units should be somewhat effective. But it's just, we don't have the range to really do much right now with the planes. And we don't have the airfields to really repair all the planes if they do have range. Because then they're just going to take so much casualty. So it's we're in a very tricky situation right now. We can still salvage this, but it's going to take a while. And it's going to be very, very expensive in terms of units. Oh, HoI is under attack. Well, luckily they're attacking across the river over there. Lost Dundong. Yeah, I knew that would happen. Right, this one goes to the 8 Corps. So let's go ahead and actually Right, let's get a leader for it first of all. Okay, a defensive. Actually, do we have... we've got one of these defensive divisions over here. So we'll send that one down south. To maybe start helping a little bit. Songhai has lost. But we did manage to get someone in here in time, so we can at least retreat the troops in good order. Relatively good order, at least. And we did get across the river. We can probably go ahead and get to the airfield, so we can push at least some of the Japanese planes away. And make their life a little bit more of a misery. In trying to punch through the jungle towards us. So there we go. That's at least helping a little bit. We are sending the Corps over here to deal with the Japanese, which are not really moving, which is kind of good news for us, I suppose. But it's going to take a while before we're ready. Oh. Okay, Dabsnur is not looking great. We've got at least some of these divisions that cannot really fight at all. So we'll retreat those behind the lines for now. I believe that should be all of it. I know, there's still the unit over here. Okay. The rest of them can at least hold the ground for now. Ooh. Core HQ can be researched now. Right, so we've got the second echelon and military ration production. That's actually behind time still. So, we got the second echelon, so we could get the Corps headquarters, but that's 1942 check, so we can wait with that for a little while. Still need quite a bit more production. I suppose a lot of the production that we currently have is ships, planes, and buildings. That's the vast majority of it. And of the buildings, a decent chunk of that is airfields and, well, I suppose some infrastructure. Although a lot of the infrastructure will be, well, some of the infrastructure will be done soon enough. This is going to be the connection between China and Indochina, essentially. Getting upgraded at least. Okay, which one of these we're retreating? That one? That one. We need to stop the enemy advance in here so that we don't get caught. We'll still be able to hold on to Harbin, I reckon. It's going to be fairly easy to defend with the urban terrain in there, and we are going to wreck the enemies attacking us there. One way or the other. It's a good thing that we sent the planes out of there, though. Because they would be under attack now soon enough. We still don't have enough range to attack that one. We can still do the attacks over here. Oh boy, that's not looking good. Okay, we're going to retreat that over there, so at least we'll have someone in, or someone else helping in here. Because that one's not going to hold otherwise. And that means that this one should probably retreat. Which means that this one definitely needs to retreat now. These can hold on, but these cannot hold on for much longer. So it is a huge strength of units that they have in here. But there we go. We at least are stopping the enemy advance in here, so they won't at least... oh, there we go, landing craft. Flotillas advanced level 2. And sure, we can sell some supplies to Venezuela. I'm fine with that. So we've got the airfield in Huanchuan. Where was that, actually? It's Kunsheng. Shinku. Tibichuan. Oh, this one. Oh, bollocks. Damn it. Yeah, I realised that. Well, if they are delayed by another 4 days, which they might not be, then we might still build that airfield, because that airfield would be actually quite handy to have. At least we can start digging in here. Nansha is going to be lost. This one can probably move into Anda. So at least we can hold back the enemy in the far north. And I think Harbin we can still probably hold on to. They still got someone moving to Anguang. Which, to be fair, we could go ahead and send in someone retreating down that way. No, Huadagen is under attack. Right, so are we under attack over here? We got the mountain here at least slowly reinforcing. So it's... oh, right, okay. We got the troops in here. That one's going to have to retreat already. The other one can stay back for a little while. Oh, Theater 8 headquarters. That's the human wave doctrine, so that would be the deep battle doctrines, actually. So that one, we just got a level 1. Well, it does reduce the delay between the attacks a decent bit, so that can actually be quite handy. But we can't research the next level anytime soon. I reckon Recon Unit Combined Arms is at least underway. We haven't gotten much of the armor unit training and command and control yet, which means that the morale on our tanks is a bit lackluster, to say the least. But we haven't been able to... well, we're not able to research the medium armor designs quite yet. We'll get that eventually, but that's going to take a while. Industrial zone organization is something we'll start getting sooner. That's going to give us a bit more IC efficiency, and supply production at the cost of some resources and some manpower. But manpower is not really a huge issue for us. Like, sure enough, we're spending quite a bit right now with the renewed Japanese offensive, but I think we can, over time, we can stop them at some places, and then we can start reinforcing our own troops. And the losses that the enemy state... oh, Nancha was lost, right? Ninjiang, right? Well, that was a victory. They tried to get across the river, but that was a very little success. At least Harbin seems like it's going to be a pretty decent victory over here. These two can hold back the enemy, although one of these is going to have to retreat soon enough. But hopefully this one can get in here before the enemy infantry does. Oh, reconvenient combine as advanced. There we go. Attack movement is increased. Need a whole lot more reinforcements suddenly. Right, over here the enemy's got... Oh, right, they did get across the river. I'm going to go ahead and start retreating some of these. The rest of them can hopefully hold back for the time being. Now we're going to maybe do our... Oh, there we go. We did a bit of ground attack in there at least. We do have the radius or range over here as well. I'm actually going to do interdiction in here. Daily. Continues, so we'll try to find any troops that are on the move. And now that we've got these... Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and retreat these three out of the combat. So they can start regaining organization. The other three can still hold back the enemy, hopefully. Which is starting to have pretty severe supply issues, actually. Oh, that one's going to have to retreat. I'm going to retreat across the river, actually. The Tonghua took another 13,000 casualties, they've got 17,000. So they are still taking more, but they are attacking, but they've just got such a massive firepower advantage right now on these combats. Ooh, Tungsten USA. You know what? Sure, I'll take the money from that. We should have plenty of tungsten available. Oh, bollocks, they did manage to take that one. Well, we got a battle in there. Oh, there's the Industrial Zone Organization. Alahai was a victory. Well, about time. This one's hopefully going to be a victory. And we got two... Oh, right. Alahai is under attack once more. Kwandian is under attack. Oh boy, that's not going to be rough. And from Dandong, they're attacking into... Oh, into a lot of places, actually. So that's a lot less reinforcements that we can now provide. Because everything is in combat once more. The central front over here is probably going to hold. Now, I don't know about this area. This is going to be a little bit tricky. But I suppose if Harbin is going to be a victory, then we could maybe do a counterattack into Songyuan and then stop a lot of these attacks. And that might be the, well, what we need, quite frankly. We are going to start getting some passenger liners soon enough. But we still haven't gotten the, well, any new planes recently. I didn't... hold on a minute. Are we researching the... We are researching single-engine fighters, but they are probably not in the active research yet. Of course, how's the... Oh, officer... Okay, we got back to 94% on officers. We need a lot more than that. Lenskoye is lost. If they still take another day to take Huaxiang, we can actually build the airfield in there, so that once we retake that, we can then use that to wreck that headquarters. Oh, major victory. There we go. In Harbin. We lost 3,000 men, they lost 24,000 men. There we go, that's quite something. But a lot of these units that were... Oh, well, there's another attack into Harbin. So that's attacking from Hailun. Speaking of which, well, this one's going to get some reinforcements soon enough, so that's going to hold. These ones are probably going to hold, at least for a while. At least delay the enemy for a decent while, if nothing else. We are going to get another factory next month. We are going to get the airbase in Hue upgraded later on. That reminds me, how are the planes looking like right now? Not all that great yet. Slowly repairing. This one can actually still hold on for a while. This one can hold on for a while. We got a few units in here that... oh, right, we moved the 8th Corps. It's... Oh, I didn't mean to move everything in there. Okay, well, go ahead. Send that one back to make sure that we've got someone guarding the port. Actually, no, we're going to leave the surviving militia in here. We're going to send in the infantry division back because that's going to require some time anyway. This one's in okay shape. We can probably go ahead and pull the headquarters back a little bit just to be on the safe side. It's not really a combat headquarters, but you can turn those headquarters into combat headquarters if you just, you know, assign some more stuff into the units. So Datong is under attack. That's near Harbin. We are at least hopefully holding on. With attack into Anguang is going to be a bit rough. We got someone in here at least. We could maybe go ahead and retreat one of these. I'm going to redeploy that one to buy some more time. We could maybe go ahead and retreat one of these infantry units out of Harbin. The rest of them can probably still hold on to the city. And then these two are still under... Oh, there we go. We did get the airfield done. Excellent. So, we're going to get a rare extraction. We got actually a pretty decent situation with rare materials. That does remind me, though. We wanted to buy some more energy from the Soviets. So let's go ahead and... Because we want to get the relations with them up. Buy another 10. So it's not going to be too bad, but that's going to give us another 10 relations with them. So we might start drifting towards them. Maybe, actually, we're currently drifting towards Axis. Just about. Not a huge amount, but it does seem to have a bit of an impact. Right, so we already... Oh dear, this is a disaster. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get in the garrisons in here. That's all that we can muster right now. Provide some protection at least. Radar advance, do we have? No, neither one of these is really in a combat strength yet. And we're going to have to start retreating probably more troops in here soon enough. How's that one? That one's going to hold. These ones are not under attack. I'm going to go ahead and retreat this one down to Mukden. That one's going to be a victory. This one's not going to be a victory. But we might actually just want to stop that attack. Doesn't mean that it's going to get pulled back into the Tong combat. But I suppose that means that we'll maybe win that combat slightly faster. And then, oh, what do we have? Oh, the radar is indeed ahead of time now. Yeah, 1943 check. Well, there we go. That's down to 191 text, that old process that we're researching right now. Oh, Kaoshi has... Oh, I have a deja vu. I think we've been fighting in Kaoshi before. I think this time around, though, we'll probably be able to hold it. Although that infantry division is going to have to retreat. I'm going to pull that one... I probably should have pulled that to the north, actually. Because the headquarters that is underneath this to the northwest. And no, we're not going to need to buy any fuel. Well, we have a little bit of fuel shortage. It's not really that bad. It goes up and down. Oh, a submarine crew berthing advance. There we go. Right, so there's about a dozen attacks from the enemy against us. And some of them we are winning. Quite a few of them we are not winning. After bombing runs in here, at least we did... Oh, actually, it's pretty decent damage in there. But they got a massive amount of troops in Dandong right now. Oh boy. Oh boy. And this one's not going to hold, I don't think. So we're going to start retreating some of these troops back in the next set of mountains. These are having to... Oh, well, some of those are having to pull back. But those were the ones that were retreated from Tonghua. That one's probably going to hold. It's mostly garrisons and one infantry division attacking. But those are not going to be able to hold on forever. I might have to send in Albertus down south. Just to have something to counterattack into Guzhan. And then the other two can stay in here. Start regaining some organization. Very slowly, mind you, but at least better than nothing. Now, how are we doing in the southern front? We're still defending in two combats. That one's going to be probably a victory. And this one, I don't know. The enemy is actually not taking a lot of casualties at all. Well, we're not taking very quick casualties. We're taking some of them. I could maybe send in these two into Hughes. And, oh, Guzhan is lost. Well, that headquarters is going to have to retreat. I do not want to have it in combat. At least the garrisons will be there. Oh, Kundian is lost. Oh, yeah, so these two need to hold back there, or hold the ground. Major defeat. Wanjingmen. Permission to panic. I mean, they've pushed back us quite a bit in some areas, like all the way from here down to there. I think we were fighting at Dehui or something. But then we were pushed all the way to there. Now, to be fair, we're at least getting some troops to guard this area, but they won't actually get across from that river. We might want to pull that headquarters back, though. From the front line out over here, we might want to go ahead and just pull back one of these to Tai Lai. And there we go. We got someone across the river, at least in there. The Tong was a victory. The Tong was a victory again. That one's going to be a victory. This one, ooh, that one doesn't look too great. I'm going to retreat over there. We can send in another one of these into the combat. And then maybe one other one over there. Well, actually, that might not need any help there right now. This one, well, might not need help right now either. Ooh, there we go. HoI. We lost 1,600 men. They lost over 11,000. And Harbin was another victory. We lost less than 1,000 men. We got most of the more advanced troops in there. Oh, Shungde is under attack. Well, is there some tanks there? Light armor. It's not the worst. And HoI. Harbin. Right, so what we're going to do with the close air support, we're going to start bombing in Guzhan. Ground attack. Only there. Nothing else matters right now. And hopefully we can at least hold back the enemies to some degree. But it is looking pretty dire in the southern front. And somewhat in the northern front as well. Although right now over here, I think we've calmed down the area. In the Indochina front, we're mostly fine. We got the airfield at least covered in here. And we've dug in. We might not be able to hold on to it once they start bringing in a lot of troops. How do they... Okay, the Japanese have taken a little bit ground from Burma. Speaking of which, they got the garrisons over here still. But our troops are still, well, quite a far away. Probably going to take another 2 months before we're ready to start clearing out that. We've got some troops in here, to be fair. I could potentially just take this corps and send it down south to maybe start helping with this situation. If we can clear out Indochina, Siam, that would be quite handy. But right now, I don't think that's going to be possible. We've got Let's see, that's one core over there. We've got another core over here. I could maybe send this one up north to help pacify the area over there. Or we could maybe take the core around Shanghai, second core, and send it down there. Just because we need some reinforcements in here. They might not get there in time, though, is the problem. Oh, sniper warfare, there we go. Slightly higher chance to pick up the sniper tactic in combat. Oh, and we lost Kwondian. Oh dear. Okay, so the first core needs to retreat immediately. I do not want it to be in combat. And, okay, Alberto is going to be arriving here shortly, so that's at least going to provide some defensiveness in here. And we might be able to hold back the enemy. We got the 19 armor, so they don't have the piercing, actually. Tungsten, do we have enough tungsten still? Yeah, we got 6, so we're going to afford selling another one to USA. That does give us a bit more money, at least. And we need to get a little bit more... Well, we're holding back the tanks over there. I think if we can break this counterattack, we can then maybe start pushing back the enemy a little bit. Over here, we're still looking a little bit dire. So it was a pretty bad situation for us. But again, it's just we don't have the air superiority by any means. And we were so far away from the airfield so that our interceptors could not help when they got in a huge wave of infantry. Or, well, troops in general. But I do see that we are, unfortunately, actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, get the link to the description button. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.